The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I heard a murder story. There was a young man who lived in Bnei Brak. An echte Talmid Chacham. He would learn Leilos Kiyamim. He would learn half the night. Besides that, he learned the whole day in Koilel, and he gave some shiurim. At night he sat and learned. They say that the light in his dining room never went off. He was always learning. If you knocked on his door any time in the night, within 3 seconds he opened up the door, dressed like it's in the middle of the day. One night, well past midnight, he hears a funny type of knock on the door. He opens the door, and standing at his doorway is 4 Israeli policemen. He says, come into my apartment, come in. They say, sure. They come in, and they show him that they have a warrant for his arrest from a judge. He says, can I know what my aver is? We don't know, we just were told to come and pick you up. Come! He says, can I get my talis and tefillin? Yeah, sure. He took his talis and tefillin. He woke up his wife and told his wife, they're taking me to jail. I don't know what I did, but hopefully I'll be home. It's probably a mistake. I'm going. Seid gesund. And he went. The wife got up and said, tell him. And he went. And they're not going to a jail nearby. They're driving all the way down till Ashkelon. What he has to do in Ashkelon, he doesn't know. They bring him into a holding cell. And he comes into the cell, and there's one other guy there. Frayak. And the guy tells him, oh, Kvod Harav, ma chet shelcha? Rabbi, what's your aver? What are you doing in jail? So he says, I don't know. I don't know. He says, Rabbi, everybody says that. I don't know. Yeah, you don't know. You nothing. You were sitting and learning and they arrested you, right? Yeah. He says, you didn't do anything wrong. Not that I know of. So why are you here? I don't know. Okay. So the Rav realizes that he has to comfort the other guy. So he tells him, and you, why are you here? He says, I'm here because I smacked my future wife, my girlfriend. And he says, oh, you're not allowed to hit anybody? How could you hit her? How do you hit your wife? She says, well, he hit my son. Your son? Why'd she hit your son? Well, Rabbi, let me tell you like this. You see, my brother was a good man. He married this lady, and he had a boy. And he named the boy Yochanan after my late father. And I really loved the boy because it was named after my father, and I just have a special liking for this boy. And one day, my brother was killed. And my sister-in-law is bringing up this Yochanan by herself. And she can't do it. She has no money. And he doesn't get any presents. And it's a Rachmanis on this kid. And I want to help him out. So I came up with a gewaldig idea. I'm a bachelor. I'm an older guy. I would love to help my nephew, my brother's kid. I'll be his father. I'll marry my brother's wife. Great idea. And I know that the Torah, there's a big mitzvah of Yibum, that there's a mitzvah to marry your brother's wife. And this young man, this Koil young man that was arrested, almost chalished. He says, Rabbi Yid, you don't understand. You're not allowed to do Yibum if your brother had children. Yibum is only if there's no children involved. But if there's a child, then there's no mitzvah Yibum. Then not only isn't it a mitzvah, it's an avera, it's an erva. You're not allowed to marry your brother's wife. No, it's a chumrah. That's a chumrah if there's kids. I spoke to the rabbi. Probably some reform rabbi. Makes up the rules as they go along. He says it's a mitzvah gedolah. He says, listen here. I'll show it to you inside. I'll show you in the Chumash. I'll show you in the Torah. I'll show you in the Halach and Shulchan Aruch. I'll show you in Rebbe Vadia's Svarim. Whatever you want, I'll show you. Everybody agrees that if the brother has a child, you can't marry the lady. No, I'm going to get out of jail, and you think, so why'd you smack her? He says, I didn't call the police. She didn't call the police. She understood she should get smacked. She smacked her kid for no reason. So why you want to marry her? Because I'm going to straighten it out. So who called the police? The neighbors. They don't understand. I'm doing her a big chesed. I'm marrying her. Big mitzvah. This went on for about 2 hours in circles. And the young man tried to talk on his heart and explain him that you're not allowed to marry your brother's wife if he have a kid. After about 2 or 3 hours, it finally sunk into him that maybe the guy's right. Maybe he's talking Avera. It's a big Avera. It's like marrying somebody else's wife. Well, before you would have a divorce, you're not allowed. Anyways, finally he was convinced, and he told them, okay, Rabbi, I see you mean it from the bottom of your heart. It's taka, you're not allowed. I'll give it up. I promise you that when I come out of jail, I'm going to tell my sister-in-law that we cannot get married. It's a mistake. And I'm not going to marry her. I'll help her. I'll send her money for Yochanan. But I will not marry her. Promise. Rabbi, I shake your hand. I swear to you, I'm not going to marry her. As soon as he said that, the door opened up. And these 4 policemen come in and say, Slicha, Adoni, it's a ta'ut gadol. Rabbi, we're very sorry. This is a big mistake. We got the wrong guy. Was it somebody that has the same name like you, lives on the same street as you, but in a different city? It's not you. We knew right away something's funny. But it's not you. You didn't do anything wrong. He says, we're so sorry. He says, listen here, you don't have to be sorry. I didn't come here for nothing. I know exactly why I came here. Just do me a favor, bring me home. And they said, Rabbi, b'kavod gadol. They took him, they put him in the wagon, they drove him back to Bnei Brak. 4 hours later, he was home. And he lived to tell the story. But B'shas Maisi didn't understand. What is Hashem doing to me? What did I do wrong? I'm sitting and learning. I never bothered a man in my life. And I'm sitting and learning, and I have to go to jail for what? And now he understands. Murdik. Kodesh Baruch Hu sent him on a mission. Go save a guy. 3 days later, gets a phone call from this guy. And the guy says, Adoni, I'm so shaken up from what happened in jail that I want to be Choser B'Tshuvah. And he gave him a person to call and a whole institution where he went in to learn how to be a Frum Yid. And they live, and the story has a happy ending. But we don't understand the Derachim of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But we have to know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu's masterminds the whole world, and everything is planned with such beauty and precision that we have to just be in awe and thank Hashem for everything that goes on in our lives.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org